I think I
Grinch
heard. Did I
from
hear
Coming
right that
Hero.
someone's going to do another live action Grinch?
Really?
I don't think so.
Nobody in Hollywood
No,
has a
it's,
single friggin' independent original thought.
They did a horror Grinch.
Oh, that's what it was.
Oh, speaking of that, I saw an IMDb list of the most anticipated movies of the year for 2023. Number 2 was Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, or whatever it's called.
I wanna see
2022?
it.
Or 23.
I think it looks so dumb.
Oh,
For 2023,
Really?
the most anticipated movies.
really?
I'm not. Number 2 is
Did
that
you see
Winnie
that
the Pooh.
Megan show, like at the Super Bowl or whatever? They had all the cheerleaders, not the Super Bowl, just like in some game, they had the cheerleaders dressed up
Yeah.
as her.
Jeez. As who?
Megan,
new
the
Megan
doll
movie.
thing that looks like one of the Olsen
It's the
twins,
New Age
Oh,
Chucky. The girl
really?
Chucky. Have you
Oh,
seen the
gee.
preview
but it's
for
more
it?
No.
like kind of robot-y.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Avatar, the new Avatar?
See, buddy.
Oh, dang it! I forgot to look for tickets again. I'll look.
I would say my
I want to
most
see it.
my most anticipated movies for the year would probably be Indiana Jones, John Wick, and Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'll
don't even
take
know
that.
what's coming out.
I don't know either.
I have seen it.
Okay.
Honestly,
Ant-Man.
I don't know if I've seen a movie this last year.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I took
I've been
Katie
busy, man. I've been busy. I moved.
You've
renovated
seen a
this
movie
house.
this last year.
I don't know.
I know you have.
What movie?
I'm trying to remember, but I know I remember you. I remember you going
If
to
I
movies.
have, I know you have.
Huh?
Saw a movie in theaters.
Did I? I must have.
We all
I
went
had to.
saw one, didn't we?
I don't know.
Didn't we? I
Nah,
thought we did.
I'm 35.
We did all
man.
go see
My
one.
memory is
Yeah.
gone.
baby.
I don't remember what it
Which
was.
one
but we
was
all
it?
did. I
You
don't
like
know.
this? None of us can remember.
Wait, we went to a movie together.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
We did?
We did.
I swear we did.
We did.
I think
Was
you're
that
right.
a year ago? Man, we're
In
we're
2022?
Yes.
Yeah.
What movie was it, dude?
This is sad, guys.
No, wait, what was it?
We went to Cinemark here in Layton.
Do that with your thumb again.
Gross. You got the hitchhikers though.
This is
So
like,
do you.
I don't think we did.
yeah, but I don't think mine's as far as his.
I really think that was last year.
Oh no, I did. No, I did. It was this year because I bought the way, didn't I?
I paid somebody
Yeah.
for tickets.
I bought the tickets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of his little thingy.
What was
But I
it?
remember you paying some for the tickets.
Was
He
I
paid
there?
for- no, we got pizza for the gaming night.
Yeah.
And then he got
No.
tickets because we went to Bill Burr.
No. There was a movie
I remember
we went
Austin
to.
being like, tickets are on me or whatever. Like, I remember that. What freaking movie was it? Dumb.
He's looking through his Tinseltown right now.
I'm
Maybe it's in the in your wallet app or something. You still
I
got
don't
to have
remember.
digital tickets.
I don't know, man.
I don't think I was there.
I don't know if it shows.
We were all there.
Yeah, we
I
were.
think.
I remember.
orders.
We were all there.
Wow.
Movie is it?
Wow.
Wow.
Nothing great. Apparently, we didn't. Did we go see it at NXT?
I think we liked. Was it Batman?
Yeah, it was.
Did that come out just this last year?
Yes.
It was
It
Batman.
was
Yeah,
Batman.
Yep,
Batman.
it was.
Was
Thank you.
Batman.
Did it.
Robert
I did it.
Pattinson. That's
This
the
thing.
one.
Didn't
The
that come
emo
out like
Batman.
I feel like that came out so long ago.
He was an
That
emo
came out in
Batman.
He was an
2021.
emo Batman.
No, it did not.
in a dark abyss.
You got the hair lived down.
a Batcave.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Are
That
you
came out.
hosting?
That came out in March.
Do you want to host?
a year
You
ago.
said that alrighty, like you want to host. You
I'll
want a
host.
hosty?
Take it away, son.
Hey, welcome back to Five's a Crowd, ladies and gents. If you haven't heard us yet, then I'll go ahead and introduce us. We got Cam, Chris, Austin,
Hey there.
Zach, myself, Tony. This is Five's a Crowd. We're happy to have you. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We are fantastic. As Austin's put it in the past, we're the best podcast in the world.
Oh, 100%.
Just
Just the world doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
So I promise if you hit subscribe, you won't regret it. Please hit subscribe. If you're not on YouTube and you're listening to us elsewhere, give us a rank and 5
as long
stars.
As it's 5.
You can give us two, but you won't be our friend.
But share us with your friends and everything. We've got everything for the whole family. And
Some things for not the whole family.
I know I thought about
For everyone, something that
I
no one
thought
should
about
watch.
those words for a sec. I'm like,
Yeah, maybe not the whole family. I feel like we haven't exactly been family friendly for probably over a year now.
What do you
The
think
last
our
one
full
was about-
podcast is? What rating do we have? A solid what?
I have PG-13
Out of
at least.
everything.
At least.
PG-13. I
Average?
say.
Yeah, if not.
I mean, we drop.
NC-17.
Yeah.
We can do better.
Well, for this week's episode, we have been introduced. Who found the website
Yeah.
first?
Well, it was me. I stumbled across it somehow, and it was one of those 2 a.m. totally distracted moods. What personality am I? I don't know. Let's find out.
Facebook says this, but I want a deeper insight.
Exactly. So I dove into it, and then the next day I was like, "Hey
So
guys."
it wasn't one of those. Which Avenger are you?
Yeah, right. And so then I pitched it, and Zach was like, "I pitched this months ago," and I was like, "I don't remember this.
I did.
Give me proof."
I did.
And then he didn't provide proof.
Oh, I did too.
And
Tony
then he
was
said,
my
Tony.
proof.
He said, "Tony's my proof." And then Tony said, "Jack shit."
Yeah. Tony didn't back me up. Cam backed me up though.
It seemed familiar.
I also thought
remember the
Batman came
conversation.
out a year and a half ago. So
Anyway, either way, you're on the same page.
Mine was a whole nother thing. My idea was, it was a whole nother test. Basically the same thing. Tells you your personality.
Yeah.
But this one, it's you take it and then they actually send your results to your email. So my idea was to have you
Isn't
guys
that what
all
this
take
do?
it.
Yeah, this one does too.
Well, but you can just pop it up right here and look at it immediately.
Oh, okay. Got you.
What my idea was is to have you guys take it, send the results to me, and then I would go over the results with you guys, and you guys
No
would be
one
surprised. You
should
would have no
that
clue
much
what they were.
power.
so similar to the way we did our DNA.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I could still do that. I
You
have
could
it right
like
over
tell
mine.
us. You could tell us our
Huh?
personality, and then we guess who it is.
All right, everybody send it to Tony.
Why me?
I've already looked at it.
I was gonna say,
Oh.
I know mine.
I already know mine.
Well, I haven't looked at it, but yeah, if you're curious, the website we took this personality test on is 16personalities.com. It's a completely free quiz to take, and it sends you the results straight to your email.
Right.
It's that 4-letter personality. So if you're
Yeah.
familiar with it, what do they call it? It's a specific test. I can't think of his name. It's a anyway.
I know. Yeah, I can't remember what exactly it is.
but
That guy's test.
yeah, that guy's test is his name.
Yeah, I was just gonna add to it. It's a fast test to take, but when you do take it, there's a ton of information. Like it really breaks it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's Myers and Briggs.
Myers and Briggs test. That's what it is.
Yeah.
This one I think is a little bit more condensed because I think a full-on Myers Briggs test is like an hour-long test. This one was really short, which is kind of fun. But anyway, we'll see how accurate it is. The idea is we're gonna break it down by section. We'll go through each section, kind of going person by person, and then we'll just kind of like either say, yeah, that's totally you, or no, that's totally wrong. And it might end up kind of being a roast.
Yeah.
Who knows?
oh,
I'm good with that.
Probably
You know
My
what I mean?
personality doesn't
that's
like
not
that."
you, man. You wish you were that person.
to break it down for you real quick. If you've never done a Myers and Briggs type thing, it's focused on the 4 letters, which are the first is extroversion versus introversion. So whether you're extroverted or introverted. Second is whether you're more sensing or you're more intuitive. So sensors focus on the 5 senses and stuff. Intuitive is focused more on like abstract level of thinking and like feeling
So you
stuff.
have a scientist versus a liberal.
Kind of, yeah. Because then you jump into thinking versus feeling. Someone who kind of leads more with their
Analytical.
head, or versus someone who's more heart, like feeling and whatnot. And then you have judging versus perceiving.
Okay.
Judgers they appreciate structure and order, planned things. Perceivers are more flexible, spontaneous, stuff like that.
Interesting.
I have a feeling that we are gonna be shocked that we're even friends.
Maybe.
I don't think so, man, because that's what makes the world go round.
Right.
Well,
You don't want a whole room of people exactly like you.
No. I guess
Nah,
you're
I would
exactly
be
right.
so
But
annoyed.
I mean that in the sense that I bet we're gonna be so different.
I just switched.
Yeah. But
Huh?
that's what.
Your eye-
That's
yeah,
why
your
we
eyes
complement each other.
You
though.
need magnesium
I do. I have some.
and
And it does.
Potassium.
potassium. I was gonna say potosium.
It's usually the magnesium, though. I take some pills.
Anyway,
What
his
did
eyes-
I just miss?
My eyes twitching.
Oh,
big time. It's like like a.
It's not like that crazy. It was like a quick twitch.
No, bro,
I
it
noticed that
was-
even when we were upstairs eating, your eye was going nuts.
It's always that eye too. It's the energy drink.
It's a crazy guy.
The old crazy
Energy drinks, the kids at home. You know, he's just about to snap.
Yeah, this
Your
is the
new
personality
baby
to
isn't
show.
even born
Uh-huh.
yet.
I know.
It's that Homer Simpson episode where he says, "I started to twitch."
Somebody had to go.
So who's going first?
I think we should either start with Zach or Cam and just work,
And work our way around?
It was Zach's idea. He can go first.
Yeah, Zachy boy.
Zachary.
All right.
So do we want to bring it right out and say our 4 letters, or do we want to keep that
Yeah,
till the end?
I think start with the 4. Tell us what your 4 letters
I got
are. What
5.
your because there's also like a
I did
name
kinda
to go
get
along with
I did
it.
get a 5 too.
There is a 5th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I was going to say, I got 5.
So
Anyway.
you could tell us your 4 letters and what like the name is of your little guy.
Yeah,
All right. So I am a turbulent defender.
that makes so much sense.
Spot on. Spot on.
Hang on. From the name,
Holy crap! There you go.
what's a defender? I got to know what the, like...
He's defending The Rock Johnson to the death.
A defender is someone with the introverted, observant, feeling, and judging personality traits. These people tend to be warm and unassuming in their own steady way. They're efficient and responsible, giving careful attention to practical details in their daily lives.
Now, is this the first or second time you took this?
I'm going with the first one. I did 2 of them,
Oh.
and I actually liked what Cam said because the second one I paid more attention and I was more judgmental on the questions. Where the first ones I
He
just
was more defensive about it.
the first one I was just answering as my heart went.
I got you.
So I'm going with the first
What
one.
are the letters?
My letters are ISFJ-T, which is introverted, observant, feeling, judging, and turbulent.
You're judgy.
Judgy. Turbulent.
Judgy.
Turbulent
Now,
and
turbulent.
judgy.
I have to say with the judgy, because I'll say that's one of mine, but it's not judgy like you're judgmental. It's judgy like you have to judge a situation before jumping into it.
Judge a shit.
Gotta judge this shit right now, really? Gavel.
Yeah, that is what's weird about the word. Because like I said, they appreciate structure and order, like things planned, and dislike last-minute changes. Has nothing to do
That's
with like
both of you?
judging.
I had judgmental was in one of mine. Or
Nice.
Judging or judgmental?
judging. All right. I had turbulent advocate.
Oh.
So you advocate the turbulence, huh?
So where's the turbulent advocates are introverted, intuitive, feeling, judging, and turbulent. They approach life with thoughtfulness and imagination, guided by their principal version of humanism.
I lost mine. Oh no!
I do have to
be
add
Raina.
with mine, I thought it was kind of interesting. It said, let me hurry and get to it here. Oh, now you're going to be slow. It said, advocates may be the rarest personality type of all. I thought it was kind of interesting.
You ain't
Really?
rare.
So,
That's
So say yours one more time. Sorry, I was trying to find where my summary was, and I couldn't fully pay attention. I'm sorry.
So let's see. Let me get back to the short version again. So advocates are introverted, intuitive, feeling, judging, and turbulent. They approach life with thoughtfulness and imagination, guided by their principled version of humanism.
So you're an introvert.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
I thought so too. But
Introversing.
oh, that's what we should have done too. If we don't want to jump back to, or maybe we can go around the table again, but with each letter, it gave the percentage.
Oh,
Did you
yeah,
see
yeah,
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did we want to go around once and then go around again
I
and say
figured
that?
just
Yeah, we could do that.
get the
Okay.
type down and the code down, then we can go back.
Then
Yeah.
we'll go back in. So you go, Austin.
All right.
What's your letters?
See,
Did
where
you
did-
say?
Oh, it was INFJ-T.
Interesting.
I got a punch in here that I'm my age. Maybe I didn't get this far. Oh, I got to take a quiz. No, just kidding. Let's see here. Which one did you guys go into? Personality traits? This thing is different.
I just hit the.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
I
There you
just
go.
hit the 3 markers and went your results.
All right.
Popped
So
up.
my website's different.
I did
Mine's
the
way
email
different.
version.
Oh, there we go. No, I'm on yours now. Okay. All right. So I am an ESFJ -A
If you click on the little question
or
mark next to it, it'll tell you.
-T. So I don't know. So this
I know
is
I got both too, but
you got and T.
Yeah.
So I am a consul is my name or my personality type. So
Is what?
assertive, huh?
Is what?
a
Consul.
You're a video game?
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes perfect sense.
I mean, it does.
I am an
Sorry.
electric. No shit. CONSUL.
People like to
Consul.
touch me.
So assertive consuls are extroverted, observant, feeling, judging, and assertive. They're attentive and people focused, happily taking part in their social community and offering guidance. That freaking screams yes. Anyway, I'm always like,
Chris?
we'll get into the depths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to dive in on that.
Right. Mine too. I'm a logician.
A logician.
You can do tricks?
I'm a logician.
He's like
Is that like a
speak
magician
logic.
of words?
LOGICIAN. I am INTP-A/INTP-T.
Okay.
So, logicians pride themselves on their unique perspectives and vigorous intellect. They can't help but puzzle over the mysteries of the universe, which may explain why some of the most influential philosophers and scientists of all time have been logicians. This personality type is fairly rare, but with their creativity and inventiveness, logicians aren't afraid to stand out from the crowd.
Interesting.
That's what it says.
That honestly makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You guys may understand me a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, honestly, like a lot. That honestly, that shares a good insight. I see a lot of that. Interesting.
You ready for this?
Let's see. You're an E. No, you're an I.
Okay, so I told you I've taken this test 3 times over the course of like 8 years.
Okay.
And it has changed as I've grown up, like matured and grown up. I am currently an advocate, an INFJA.
No way.
Uh-huh.
Are you guys the same?
Yeah.
What?
Wild, huh? His was turbulent and mine was, what's the A? Assertive?
I
I think the A was assertive. So yeah, so we're both INFJ, but the hyphen, I'm an A and he's a T.
So you're assertive. He's turbulent.
Yes. But that's what I am now. When I first took this test 8-ish years ago, I was the campaigner, an ENFP.
Really?
Yep. And then I took it again a couple years after that, and it turned to an ENFJ, and now I'm an INFJ.
Really?
So it actually, like, over the course of my life, it has like slowly changed in different areas.
and that makes sense.
It
You've gone
does.
through a lot of life changes.
But it's just cool to see.
Yeah.
Like, take this test again in a couple or a few years. Like, it accurately has changed just little pieces. Like, it wasn't a drastic difference. It was like little pieces of it changed over
So-
that time.
So I want to get into the percentages now. So Zach, you go the like breakdown of each thing, how it's.
Well, he needs to read what. Oh, you read.
Did
what an
you
advocate
read
is.
the Advocates one where it
Yeah.
says
Go
maybe
ahead.
the
I didn't
rarest?
read it
I didn't
again.
read the one that Chris read where it's a little more in depth. I just read the really short version of it.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the only
Was
thing
it
that popped
was
up.
did yours start with Advocates
yeah.
maybe the rarest personality type of all?
My bad.
That's the longer version. I didn't read that. Go ahead and read that.
So it says Advocates, INFJs, like me and Tony, the majority, maybe the rarest personality type of all.
Except at this table.
Except at this table. But they certainly leave their mark on the world. Idealistic and principled. They aren't content to coast through life. They want to stand up and make a difference. For advocate personalities, success doesn't come from money or status, but from seeking fulfillment, helping others, and being a force for good in the world. Good job, Tony.
Heck yeah. How did you feel about that? Like inward. Like, do you feel like that sums you up?
Oh yeah, and I was reading through the other stuff, and I'm like, oh, totally, definitely feel this. in so many ways.
I was telling Zach earlier, not necessarily on that part, but I was reading something. I was like, "This isn't me." Okay, that's me a little. That's all right. Okay, yep, it's got it.
All right, spot. Okay, you got it.
With me, it was like I didn't realize I was that way. Like a lot of the things that I am very doubtful about and like have issues with myself about, it like explains that, and I'm like, holy crap, it brought some insight to myself of why I do and why.
It's
Yeah,
wild,
yeah.
isn't it?
Why I
Like,
am the way I am. Yeah.
Dude, sorry, I got to share this because I'm like, man, this is like, right here it says, for consoles, life is sweetest when it's shared with others. People with this personality type form the bedrock of many communities, opening their homes and their hearts to friends, loved ones, and neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That explains so much.
Oh yeah.
I'm always inviting you broke ass.
That reminds me.
No
of
one ever comes over.
one of the questions was like, do you initiate like getting a hold of friends or hangouts or something like that? I was like strongly disagreeing.
Yeah, I know. I don't feel loved at all.
The
I don't
one
wanna
where
get
it's like
invited
at the
anywhere.
end of a long work week, the best thing for you is to hang out with people. I was like, disagree.
At a big social event to
like,
unwind.
no.
I was like, yeah.
I think I went neutral on that one.
Oh,
It's like
man.
after a long work week, I don't want to see people.
That was my answer too.
This is why I need
So-
new friends. Love you boys, but man,
What happened to the whole? No, we're all different for a reason. That's why we all
yeah,
get
if
along.
we hang out,
Hey, I've been making a lot of effort to
That's
hang
true.
out.
Me
I have
too.
been.
I'm here every podcast.
Well, I used to not. No,
Every single time.
I used to like be so caught up in what I was doing. I was like, sorry
Yeah.
guys, and I thought it was like an
true.
understanding that hey,
Yeah.
we're still friends.
Yeah,
I
and
was
then
like,
an hour after we ask you to hang out, we're on the Xbox and we see your name pop up too. And we're like, oh, well,
Watching a
Chris is
movie or
playing
something.
Xbox, huh? Yeah, I can't come over here and play with
all
us.
in.
It's Lisa.
Lisa doesn't get on the Xbox.
All right, go into
Oh,
the
so-
percentages. I liked this part.
So for the mind, I am 79% introverted.
where are
Now-
you seeing these?
It's weird. It's not really showing it on the phone.
I have mine.
If you go see what I
to-
did is I clicked the little hamburger on the top and I just hit your results. And then you just scroll down to the bottom.
Your profile.
We were so prepared for this.
Right.
Go.
Well,
go
it
back
looks
to
like
just
you
your
see on
own
mine.
screen thing,
It's just
Oh,
I have more screen
mine
space, so
doesn't-
it shows it on the side.
and then scroll down a little bit.
Go click on the hamburger.
I did.
Oh, maybe you're.
Yeah,
I
man,
think
mine's,
you're a step ahead.
I don't
Like,
think so.
Let me see your phone.
You're in the same position I'm at.
Yeah,
It just has. It just.
It
goes
just-
into
it's
depth
just
like a
about
book.
Who you are. Yeah.
Because mine has that if I go to the learn more. But otherwise, I'm on this where I can scroll down and it's got my different percentages.
Logician.
I've got
Magician.
another one.
Logician.
Logician.
So while he does that, I'll go over my percentages. So my mind was introverted, 57% introverted. And it says, you're mostly introverted. You likely prefer fewer yet deep and meaningful social interactions and feel drawn to calmer environments. I always took introverts as like, don't talk to me. I don't want to see anybody. And I'm like, well, I'm not like that. I still like company. And so I liked how it said that you don't need, like, you prefer the fewer but deep.
I'm
Like-
more introverted.
That
as well.
makes so much sense because like when we hang out, it's oftentimes like we will get together to play video games or we'll do something, but oftentimes we're just talking on a couch.
Yeah.
And like it's always funny because you're like, I'm not doing anything. I'm like, I don't care.
So that's mind. My
You
energy.
found it? Man, you smart.
My energy is
Is he
intuitive.
gonna be able to go back to the other one?
So 68% intuitive. You're mostly intuitive. You're likely very imaginative and open-minded, focusing on hidden meanings.
That's picking up.
You're likely very imaginative and open-minded, focusing on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. Nature was my biggest one. It was feeling, 74%. You're mostly feeling. You likely value emotional expression and sensitivity, prioritizing empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. And then tactics was judging. You're mostly judging. You're likely decisive, thorough, and highly organized. You value clarity and prefer planning to spontaneity. Oh, and then turbulent for identity. You're mostly turbulent. You're likely self-conscious, sensitive to stress, success-driven, perfectionistic, and eager to improve.
Interesting.
So
Likely to stress or sensitive to
sensitive to stress. And then likely self-conscious. So those were my percentages and the
stress?
breakdowns
That's
of
crazy,
those.
man. Can you guys send me all your things after this? I would like,
Read up on each other.
oh yeah, man, I'll deep dive. I'll be like, okay, I know how to speak this guy's language now.
So Zach, now that you're free again, jump back to yours.
So I'm 79% introverted. So, and we know what introverted means.
Yeah.
My energy, I am 51% observant, which observant individuals are highly practical, pragmatic, and down to earth. They tend to have strong habits and focus on what is happening or has already happened. Nature, I am 59% feeling. Feeling individuals are sensitive and emotionally expressive. They're more empathetic and less competitive than thinking types and focus on social harmony and cooperation.
Less competitive? I'm kind of calling BS on that one.
Less competitive than thinking types.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, look at it. He's competing right now. He's like, look, I know my answer.
I would
Point
say
for
that's,
me.
I think that's more steadfast in what he thinks. Like he's
Yeah.
trying. Yeah.
Steadfast with an eye single to the glory.
That's right. 60,
Yeah.
68% judging, decisive, thorough, and highly organized. Value clarity, predictability, and closure, preferring structure and planning to spontaneity. And I am 85% turbulent.
85.
And what does it give you on that?
Turbulent individuals are self-conscious and sensitive to stress. They are likely to express a wide range of emotions and to be success-driven, perfectionists, and eager to improve.
Gotcha.
Which makes sense to me and hopefully makes sense to you guys now as to why all of a sudden I will just shut down sometimes and just feel like I'm being an overbearing, or when you're like, hey, what do you want to do? I don't care. Whatever you want to do. Like,
Because you really don't care.
I don't.
See,
Half
but
of it's I really don't care. And the other half is like when we went on our guys trip and you weren't there, but something had happened and like, you guys went off and they were like, well, are we going to Vegas or what are we doing tonight? And I was like, I don't care what we want to do in Phoenix. And he's like, what the hell do you want to do? And I was like, fine, then I don't want to go. And I like shut down.
Are we like in the dirt?
Yeah,
somewhere?
we were doing
We were
the
like
hike.
hiking or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And you
See,
came up
but-
to me and you're like, did I hurt your feelings? I was like, a little bit, man. Like, damn.
But I feel like you saying I don't care falls into the spontaneity, not the planning.
What do you mean?
Because it says that on the turbulent part, it said, or not turbulent. what
It's
was-
under tactics, judging.
judging.
Yeah,
that you
prefer
prefer
planning
planning
to
to spontaneity. What was your judging?
Yeah. I'm 68%.
Okay. Maybe I was getting that mixed up with the turbulent. But to me, you saying the whole, like, I don't care, whatever you want to do is spontaneous.
No, there's something that goes more deep into it, and I'm more focused on other people's feelings than I
It's
am
the
my
people
own
pleasing
feelings.
is what I
Yes.
think. Yeah.
Yes, there's something I can't remember.
That-
I actually read into it, and I can't remember which one it falls under, but I'm more about other people's feeling than my own, and I would rather have other people, because there was one question there that said, if someone's doing something wrong, are you going to call them out on it? Are you going to try to make
I
them
remember
feel
that
good
one.
about it? I will try to make someone feel good about something and try to break it to them like, hey, you're doing horrible, but you're doing a good job at it.
No, it's okay.
You're doing really good at failing.
It's okay. You chopped her head off.
Right?
You're fine. It's okay.
But it's more of a people pleasing
tape?
aspect.
Yeah.
Like I would rather
That's
you
one.
guys enjoy your time, and I will just follow along and be okay with it.
That's one of the things I have to say, and I mean this in a nice way. That your people pleasing drives me nuts.
people pleasing it drives most people nuts. It's a
And-
hard thing.
But you take it to a level where it's almost like unhealthy for yourself. because
I know.
you are so wanting to please everybody that you never like think about you.
Oh, I know.
I know.
I know.
Well,
Trust
there's
me, I
the
know.
two types of that. There's the people who want to people please because that makes them feel good, and the people who people please because they want them to feel good, but at the same time, it kind of bugs them that they're pleasing everybody else and nobody's taking the same courtesy to them. Which one is that the way you are?
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
I people please, but then I get very frustrated after a minute. Like
like why it was no one people pleases
when
me.
they don't get reciprocated back.
When do
I'm
I
like,
get pleased?
I'm like, what the hell? And then I start getting pissed off, and then all of a sudden someone will be like, same person would be like, hey, what do you want to do later today? Oh, I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
Exactly. That's the problem. Is that
That's a
that
never-ending
mentality?
cycle.
It puts you in the backseat constantly because what you don't see as the rest of us trying to like please you, you like pass it off. We're like, hey, we want to do what you want to do, and you're like, I don't care. And we're like, that was your opportunity. No, my wife does it sometimes too, and like she'll be like, oh, I don't care, and I'll be like, I am not moving until you decide, and I'll sit there, and I'm like,
It's funny. Me and Kara, we're both like that, people pleasing. We have sat there for like a half an hour.
yeah.
What do you want to do? Oh, it's your
You're
decision.
those vultures on Jungle Book.
I don't know.
What do you
wanna
do?
See, Lisa's like that, and when I say I don't care, I'm like, listen, I'm not saying I don't care to make you happy. I'm saying I don't give a crap. I really don't care. I
Right.
don't care.
Yeah.
I have,
Here's
But that's the problem is sometimes
No.
they don't care either. So then
Yeah.
there's no one making a plan.
well, then let's
Here's-
not care to just hang out here then.
here's the funny thing. There was a few. This happens all the time. Not a few times. Happens all the time. Me and Kara will be like, well, we don't care. And then all of a sudden she'll be like, all right, fine. Let's go eat at, Arby's. And I'm like, nah, no.
Such a girl thing to do.
And then she'll do the same thing. I'll throw out something like, oh, Burger King sounds kind of good. She goes, maybe Wendy's. And I'm like, no, I don't want no.
Sometimes
At least you're getting somewhere.
I'll intentionally throw out
That's
something
called
that I know
communicating.
Shaylee won't want. And I'll be like, well, I gave my choice. You shot it down. Your turn.
Sushi. No? Okay. What do
Yeah,
you
I'm
want?
like, Indian food? No? Oh, darn. What are we eating?
Oh, Indian food sounds
I
good
know,
right
and I
now.
need it, and she doesn't like it, and I haven't had it in
it's-
years.
I've never
It's
had
kind of
it.
like the coin toss thing that you had mentioned.
Indian
Yeah.
food.
That statistically
go
people
with you.
know what they want to like. If you say, okay, we can't decide here, let's flip a coin. In their heads, people are making the choice while the coin's in the air.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of the same concept. It's like, where do you want to eat? I don't know. I don't care. Blah, blah, blah. It's like by naming somewhere that you know they don't want to go, their brain's already like, well, I kind of know I want to go here. If you don't name this place, then I'm going to be upset.
yeah.
Like,
Do you ever
like-
see the one where the guy goes to his girl and he's like, oh my gosh, you know what I was thinking would be delicious for dinner tonight? And she's like, Popeyes or whatever. And he's like, yes. Even though he had literally nothing in his mind.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that before. Or you go up to her and go like, guess what we're going to eat tonight? Arby's. And
You're
it's
like,
like, yes, you guessed it.
I didn't even try that.
I just say
Definitely do it.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
You know, I also saw one where they take a wheel. Where it's got all the different options on a wheel. It's like the dinner wheel, and then they'll spin it. And then
Yeah.
while it's spinning off, oftentimes you'll find yourself rooting for one.
Yep.
And so you're like, oh, please, that one. And then
Oh,
that's
there
like,
it
oh,
is.
then there you go.
Why is that such an issue? Why is it all? I mean, everybody deals with
It's
I don't know.
honestly what I think it is, and this is from like, have you ever watched Brain Games?
Yeah.
I watch like all those shows. It's just super fascinating. But your brain hates choices. You hate it.
It's called being
Because-
paralyzed by choice.
Exactly. Because here's what happens when you have multiple choices, especially too many. You're not only trying to weigh the options between, okay, which one do I want? But you're also simultaneously suppressing the regret from not choosing the other things.
Yes. So that's why oftentimes when you go to a restaurant, you order the same thing because you don't want to be let down by an option that you don't know.
So you just
Even
get
though you
old,
want it.
reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why I say Taco Bell.
So you go somewhere, you go to these places that have like In-N-Out.
right.
One of the reasons it's so popular is you have like two choices,
Yeah.
maybe three.
No, not even. It's one choice.
It's
just how
literally
many
the same thing,
patties
just
you
how
want.
many patties
Is
you
that
want.
by
And so-
design?
Yeah.
Yeah, by
100%.
So you don't have to pick.
Crave less choices.
Double animal style with animal style fries.
Yeah.
Is
What
that
about the people who don't
what
go
about
to
the
there
cheesecake?
because they don't have any choices?
The Cheesecake Factory has the thickest menu in the world.
Oh, I
And you know how many
I
things
have
I've
heard
ordered
that
from them?
cheesecake.
Two different things I have ordered from them.
Do you like that place?
Oh, it's delicious.
I love Cheesecake
Yeah.
Factory, but I will take.
Bro, you gotta
forever
get the right
to
thing.
order.
I don't
You
like
gotta
it.
get the right thing.
Yeah.
So
right.
what are your
Your percentages.
Percentages.
My percentages. So my first one is extroverted, 70%.
Yeah.
What's
You're
that?
mostly extroverted. You likely get energy by social interaction and tend to
Yep.
openly express your enthusiasm and excitement.
Yeah,
The holy
Yep.
freaking nail in the coffin.
could have
Yeah.
told you were extroverted.
Yeah, we all knew that.
Yeah. I love having fun, man.
We all knew you were extra averted.
Energy is observant. You're mostly observant. You like to be. You're likely pragmatic and down to earth, with a strong focus on what is happening or very likely to happen. Nature is feeling. You're mostly feeling. You likely value emotional expression or sensitivity, prioritizing empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. That's 53%. I realized that it wasn't saying my percentages. Observant was 54%. Feeling is 53%. So I'm like right in the middle.
But you are very like logical thinking too, so that's probably the whole other section of that
Yeah.
of the feeling. You know, it's pretty.
Yeah.
And then tactics is judging, 63%. You're mostly judging, likely decisive, thorough, and highly organized. You value clarity and prefer planning to spontaneity. Identity, 92%.
Holy hell.
assertive. You're mostly assertive. You likely self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress, refusing to worry too much. Even keel, man. So whenever my wife is like stressing, I'm like, I am the rock here.
Like, we got this.
Like if you are up here, just know that I am always right here.
I'm always like, well, what's gonna happen? We gonna die? We're good. We're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
If we die, it's not our problem anymore.
Exactly. It's somebody else's problem. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, Chris.
So I'm 66% introverted.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
I can
Which-
see that.
I could
Yeah.
see, but it's for me. I was thinking about that too, and I had a hard time accepting that. But it is. I like it. Like Lisa's not. She's the same as you.
Yeah.
Extroverted. I like having my group of friends, my close friends, and that's what I like. Like I don't, you know. So that's me.
it's that preferring fewer yet deep and meaningful social interactions.
Right.
Instead of just like, hey, random person I don't know. Like it's like I want to connect real deeply with the ones
And that's
I
my
care
fun.
about.
Like that's what's important to me. Yeah. So I could see it. I was racking my brain around. I was like, am I introverted? I could see it though sometimes.
Because
too.
I know there was the one question in the quiz that asked like something about meeting new people. Like, do you find it easy or do you like it or something like that? And I remember I kind of caught myself off guard with that because I used to enjoy that.
Yeah.
And especially in my line of work, I'm seeing new people every day. But I'm like, I just don't anymore. I'm like,
anymore.
I
People
like
are
my...
dicks.
See, I think a public facing job, probably the same for you, is what actually has reversed me from being
That could be it.
extroverted to introverted.
So there's
I
another.
can see that.
There's another test called a DISC test. I was talking to you about it. I
DISC?
think, I
Okay.
think a DISC assessment test, and I think we should get into that too, because you've got your natural personality, and then you've got your business personality, or your what you are in public, and they're two different things.
I could see that.
So,
See,
or your adaptive
let's-
personality is what it's called.
There's
So- I was
Sorry,
gonna
you
say
go ahead.
it's funny. I can make friends like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
I am very adaptable. I can go talk to people. Like even Kara calls me out on it because there's times where she's like, "Hey, we're gonna go to dinner with some work friends," and I'm like,
Right.
"Ugh." Like husbands are going. She's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "I don't want to meet these guys. I don't want to talk to them." And she's like, "You need to. We need to go." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to." But
got
then
friends.
we end up going, and I'll end up making friends with all the husbands, and I'll talk with them, and we'll have a good time, and then we'll leave. And she's like, "See, you made friends with them." I'm like, "I don't want to see him again."
I don't
Okay.
remember any of their names.
I'm very good at talking with people
Right.
and discussing and
Being
becoming friends,
personable.
but and being personable. But at the end of the day, it's like I don't want to do that.
So I went to the thought of like when we all would hang out, like let's say there's a big group of people and we didn't know everybody, but I have no problem going and talking to everybody. Let's say a party.
Yeah.
Going and talking to everybody
That's
at a
how
party.
you were at the park.
Right.
At
You
our
were walking
summer
around
social
talking
thing.
to everybody.
Yeah, I don't mind talking
Yeah.
to people, and I actually love hearing people's stories and stuff because it just like I'm like, why is it this way?
Yeah.
That's
But-
the logician of you.
Yeah, but and that's I know I'm finding this out. But I don't mind talking to people. But at the same time, if I go to a party, yeah, I'll be nice and introduce myself to everybody. But if you guys are there, I'm gonna migrate to you guys because I'd rather talk to you guys because you guys are my close friends than people I don't know.
And
Does that
wh-
make sense?
And that's why you got to look at this as it's a percentage of 100%. You are
Right.
not 100% introverted.
no.
No.
And I've always thought like people. I don't really think people are extroverted or introverted. I
There's
think we
levels
have
of it, too.
different moments of it,
Right.
different moods. Like
Right.
there's moods where I'm like, I don't want to see another person right now.
Circumstantial.
There's moods
Yeah.
where I'm like, man, I really hate being alone right now.
Right.
Like it changes.
Well, how
and so
many
this
times
is
do you
just
hear
like
about like a stand-up comedian being an introvert, but yet they can stand up in front of a huge
Right?
crowd and
Right.
make them laugh and have a great time? But
and you have some extroverts that can't get on a stage.
Like I need my crew. You know, I have my crew of people that
crew.
I just
Yeah.
I
it's
can
pronounced
count on.
crowd.
Okay, that's extroverted.
That's
Welcome
crazy.
to yeah. So, but that's just the way I am. So I was like, I'm not introverted. I don't hate people. Like same thing. Like I like people, but yeah, I like a good base, and that's where me and Lisa butt heads is because she's very. We've got so many different groups of friends that are but I'm like, I attach to.
I would be
my
curious
group.
to see Lisa's percentage on extroversion because I feel like she is an extremist.
98%.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah,
Just
dude,
kidding.
for real.
She is.
See, and I'm the type, like, I know this would drive you insane. Like, I'm the type, like, when my work sends me to Moab occasionally, I spend a week down there and I'll go around, do my route, and then it's like 6 o'clock at night, and I look forward to going back to the hotel room, taking a hot shower, having a nice meal, and sitting back and doing nothing, watching a movie. Whereas I know you'd be like, nah, I got to get out. I want to hit a trail. I want to go
Oh,
do
yeah,
this.
man.
I'll get back at the hotel room at 9 o'clock at night, sleep, go work, try to get off
I'll
early.
sleep when I'm dead.
That's the way I am though too.
Like I can see, like,
Yeah.
but me, like, I look forward, like my whole day, I am running my route as quick as I can, so I can get back to the hotel room and have my self time, and just take a hot shower and just sit in bed and watch a
Decompress
movie
or
and
what?
decompress. And
See, that's my decompression. You know,
Like-
is getting out and seeing because I'm so fascinated what's out there that I haven't seen yet. Like, I don't know.
yeah,
Did
So,
you get through all
I
of yours?
did not.
We got off on a
I got
tangent.
through one.
This always happens. Poor
this
Chris.
does happen for Chris.
It's okay
the
because I
logician.
honestly love hearing you guys talk too. Like, I don't know. My energy is intuitive, 70%. So you're most intuitive. You're likely very imaginative and open-minded, focusing on hidden meanings and distant possibilities.
That's why you like Star Wars.
Heck yeah.
That's the thing. I'm not huge on movies, so I find that one thing or two things. That
But
are
like
really
they're
interesting.
extremely imaginative. They
Right.
have
Star
deep
Wars and Lord of the
meaning.
Rings.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Like
Yep,
they're
both.
deep meanings. You can relate them deeply into almost any situation.
What was your
of life.
percentage on that?
Well, they're both
79.
and they're both the very
70?
essence of like good versus evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very deep rooted,
Which
true.
probably fascinates me too. But yeah, with that too, it's not like I just watched a movie. That was a good movie. Like I have to do the research behind where he came up with this and how he came up with this, and
Yeah,
so
you're always
he
you're
has
watching
to.
these
He
special
has to
features.
have that understanding. Yeah.
You're
You're
always
watching-
watching those makings of.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
watching the makings of. He's
do.
listening to the what is it? The soundtrack where they're talking while the movie's going.
Oh, with
Yeah.
the he has the commentary.
Yeah,
on.
the commentary.
Well, the
you
director's
watch
cut-
the movie and then you go back and watch it again with the commentary.
What
on.
fascinates me is like I see this piece of art that they've created, right? I'm like, how the hell did they get to the point where like, boom, here it is? You know what I mean? And it's just fascinating the processes they go through to do it. So
Interesting.
my nature is thinking, 57% though, so it's kind of a split. You're mostly thinking. You likely focus on objectivity and rationality, putting effectiveness above social harmony. So that's why my wife hates me.
Say that one more time.
So
That's
you're
why his wife
mostly-
hates him.
Yeah. You're mostly
Sorry, I just needed to hear that.
She loves me. I love her too. You're mostly thinking. You likely focus on objectivity and rationality, putting effectiveness above social harmony.
Gotcha.
I could see
Effectiveness
that.
above social harmony.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't ask the question if you don't want the answer.
The needs of the
I
many.
feel like your Disneyland trip is a perfect example of that. Like you were focused on getting the things done than just simply being able to rest or take care of yourself or whatever. Like you were like
I see a lot of that though, just because I mean Lisa, it crushed me. Like she was just I've seen her get sad and cry over talking about something, but this is like she was like in total disarray, didn't know what to do. I'm like,
It's funny. That would have been me. I would have failed as a parent or a father because I would have had no clue what to do.
well, for me, dude, it was like a necessity. Like this has to happen, and I got to figure it out. So I got to do something.
Yeah.
I bet you'd surprise yourself if
Yeah.
you were in the situation.
I'm also a tightwad, and I would have not wanted to spend the extra $1,800.
All right, we're going to Mesquite.
So when
We're walking, boys.
Alden's like looks up, he's like, Dad, are we gonna go to Disneyland? I was like, dude, I'm telling you right now, I promise you, I am getting you to Disneyland.
This sounds like a movie.
I know it's a goofy movie in the
It is
making.
for real, but
Oh, 50 states.
and he looks at me.
Brave little
and
toaster.
The thing is if I make that kid a promise, I keep it. Like, and he knows that. So as soon as I said that, like all the stress went off of his face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he doesn't.
Dad's got this.
Right. And so that puts more pressure on me. That
Dad's also got unlimited PTO.
I wish. So tactics. I'll go into tactics. My tactics is prospecting, 71%.
Prospecting.
What's
for gold.
prospecting?
You're mostly prospecting. You're likely very good at improving and adapting. You tend to be flexible and value novelty over stability. So I don't know what to take that as a compliment or not.
Yeah, that's why he has so many lightsabers.
Yeah.
Novelty over stability.
Like being in the moment,
Improvising
right?
and adapting. Interesting.
And then what's your identity?
58% turbulent. But yeah. But I think I handle stress pretty well, so that one kind of
But you're also
baffles
close
me.
to the middle, 58.
Right. So you're mostly turbulent. You're likely self-conscious. That's true. That's where I get that from. I am. I seem like I'm not, but for the most time I'm always like if I make a little mistake, I'm so hard on myself about it.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
hard.
I also think that you're more on the turbulent side because, like, you can tell when you're stressed. Like,
Yeah.
we can tell when you're stressed.
When I'm in my head thinking about how I'm going to get out of
Like,
that.
it may
Yeah.
not, like, consume you,
Right.
but you're enough into that it's kind of, you wear it a little bit on your
My
sleeve.
brain goes into analyze mode. Like I'm trying to analyze.
I honestly wonder if when it says sensitive to stress too, it doesn't mean that you stress out easily. It just means if there's stress, then you're like, again, referring to Disneyland, Lisa was stressed out of her mind. You were sensitive to that stress. So it's not your stress, but it was hers.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
like if something bothers me, like I'll like go
I
quiet.
think, yeah, because it's both.
Yeah.
It's like you see it in yourself, but also in other people.
Right. So if something bothers me, somebody says, I go quiet. But it's not because I'm like upset. It's more of like, I'm like in my head saying, okay, am I really like this? Or what do I need to do like to improve it? Or so I don't know. I'm perfectionistic and eager to improve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think those words fit you better than anyone.
Like the other day when I had a pen here and it was rolling and you immediately wanted to come fix it.
That's OCD.
And then he bought you one on Amazon. It's on the way.
Novel. Quite novel.
Bought you a triangle pen. They don't roll.
Practical.
Oh, that's fun.
Now it just slides across the table.
Okay, Cam.
Wow, that's crazy.
So 54% introverted in the mind. So I think it's just more that deep. I love the deep, meaningful conversations. Like I can get so lost in just like a deep conversation. I love that. Versus just like flights of like, hoo-hoo, person I don't know. Like I still have fun. I can still be very sociable.
You don't like
But-
the water cooler talk?
I mean, I have fun with it in that I can just make jokes, make people laugh, have fun or whatever.
It's not like passion.
But it's not. Yeah, it's like I'm drawn to a deep conversation.
That's Like
it's a deep,
I think it's
deep itch.
in the like deeper part of this when it's talking about that, it mentions the small talk, and it's like you prefer the deep conversations over the small talk, and I feel like small talk's forgettable, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
It's just there to pass
It's
the
courteous,
time, and
it's-
but it's the deep conversations that leave you walking away remembering not only the conversation but the person, and I love that kind of stuff.
That was the spark with Shaylee. Like we literally were just friends from work, never thought anything of it. went and saw a movie, ended up talking in the parking lot for hours, and that deep conversation, and that's where like the spark was from that
That's awesome.
deep conversation.
Interesting, because that's where this podcast came from.
Right?
The hours in the movie.
The hours in the
theater
parking lots. Energy.
I'm just here for the ride.
He just makes friends. You know, that's how he's
Yeah.
good at making friends.
He just shows up.
Just here to do what you guys want to do. That's all.
Like that stray tabby cat, and we just kept him. Like, you're our cat now.
You're Hobbs. You even got the orange hair.
Yeah, everything. 74% intuitive in the energy. Very imaginative, open-minded, focusing on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. I'm not saying this stuff is happening. I'm just saying it's weird.
74%.
74%.
Conspiracy much?
So I'm pretty.
See, I feel like
You're
the
intuitive
distant
as well.
possibilities. Yeah, like me with my curiosity on Bigfoot, things like that. That one, I read that and I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nature, 57% feeling. So value emotional expression, sensitivity, prioritize empathy, social harmony, cooperation.
I wish it also gave it the definition opposing so that you knew
I know,
like,
right?
you were a little bit of this too.
So
Yeah.
aren't all of you feeling? It does. Now you can't find it again, but it did. It says
I know. I saw it
it
was
was like a line though that.
yeah,
had
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it showed the two side by side.
Right.
If you look at
Yeah.
it on the computer, it's up on the side
this?
when you're in your main stuff.
Yeah.
He can just find it on this website. What did you do? Make this website?
You're fired. You're the new Jamie.
I just told you. I have it on. I just literally said it's on the website
sorry.
if you have a bigger screen.
But
Are you guys all filling then?
yeah,
I think all of
we're
us
all
He's the only
99%,
one that wasn't.
yeah.
Right. Makes sense.
What was yours again?
He's thinking.
Thinking.
Thinking. That's right.
He's a thinker.
What's your
Tactics,
yeah?
53% judging. So that's the
What's the
decisive, thorough, highly organized.
I think we were all judging, right?
Yeah. The other one's prospecting.
Oh, no,
was
you were
prospecting.
prospecting too. Yeah. Okay.
And then 90% assertive. So that self-assured, even-tempered, resistant to stress, refusing to worry too much. Mostly assertive.
I
That
can
makes
Explains why
so
I'm
much
85% turbulent. Because I am not resistant to stress.
Because we just crack jokes.
Because
We don't
we're
care.
the stressors.
Yeah.
makes so
it
much
showed on
sense.
that
It
game
really
night.
does. That's the very reason, like, I don't even remember the last time I've gone to a funeral and not made jokes.
Yeah.
Like, whether it's to myself or people near me,
Right.
I have to.
It's
How I
also-
deal with it. It's
It's also
funny.
very true. I can honestly say that Austin got me to say the F word, and I haven't said that word in a very long time.
I didn't mean to. I just
sometimes
wanted to spend time with you,
We
bro.
don't realize how assertive we are sometimes. Okay?
I wanted you to realize we
Nobody
threw
can
that
make
night
you do
for
anything.
you.
I feel like that's
See,
Nobody
that's
can make
what's
you do
funny. That's what's funny though about because me and Tony have the same personality except for that last piece.
Interesting.
Like he's turbulent, I'm assertive, but like the rest of it is like the same letters. Yeah,
Interesting.
I freaking love this stuff.
It's cool.
Although
what was your guys's your role? Did you
can't-
see that one?
I'm so lost on this thing.
You're talking about the
I'm a sentinel.
assertive advocate. Oh yeah, I'm a diplomat.
I was a diplomat
Oh.
too.
I'm a sentinel. Ha
Are you? What color are you guys? You're green.
I'm green.
I'm
Blue.
green. You're blue.
I'm.
Because the colors have something to do with it too. It's like different
Do
categories.
you look like a little wizard?
Is that blue?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you're blue.
Yeah.
So you're in the blue. You're in the blue.
You green?
You're purple.
I'm purple.
Yeah, you're purple.
So I got to read. So a diplomats focus on empathy and cooperation, shining in diplomacy and counseling. They're imaginative, warm, empathetic, and influential people, often playing the role of harmonizers.
Did you say empathetic, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard pathetic. I'm pathetic.
I mean,
Sorry. Say that one more time. My brain
It's
got
actually
stuck on
empathic.
is that how you say it?
that. Empathic.
Empathic. So yeah, diplomats focus on empathy and cooperation, shining in diplomacy and counseling. They're imaginative, warm, empathic, and influential people, often playing the role of harmonizers.
Man, that is you to the T.
So
What's
This-
What's the ones you said? You guys said?
I'm a sentinel.
What's the
What are you, Zach?
he said
I'm a sentinel.
So
Oh.
read that. What's a sentinel?
Sentinels are
get back
cooperative
to
and practical, embracing and creating order, security, and stability. They're hardworking, meticulous, and traditional, preferring to stick to their plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you guys.
So there was this thing on here too, strength and weaknesses. This is
Oh,
what I was
yeah.
talking about.
Well, just real fast.
Yeah,
I
let's
just wanted
get-
to
let's
hear
get
what
the rolls
Chris's.
out.
What was Chris's
I
role?
thought we were only one. I thought we did get them done.
Uh-uh.
I thought we were all the same. Like there was only 2 of them.
Is there the? Well, I. Did you find
Trying to
yours?
find Chris's. We can't. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Or no.
No.
Keep going.
Give it to him. He made the website.
Keep going.
Because Cam was a diplomat, right?
Yeah, my role's diplomat also.
Hand it to Zach. He found it the first time.
right there. Personality traits.
Few results.
Yeah. There you go.
Your role.
What
There
are
you
you?
go. Found it.
Sentinel.
Your role. Analysts.
Oh, you're a different one.
Read
okay, so
it.
what's that one?
He's the special one.
You are the oddball out.
No kidding.
I'm sorry. Analysts embrace rationality and impartiality, excelling in intellectual debates and scientific I can't even. This is horrible.
Send it out. It's okay.
They're great speakers.
And scientific or technological fields. They are fiercely independent, open-minded, and strong-willed.
Yeah, I can totally
Yeah.
see that. You're the lone wolf.
Yeah.
100%.
Dang.
Open-minded and strong-willed.
I'm way different.
So
from
far, I would say these are all spot on.
Yeah, man, these are crazy.
About the strategies.
Cam, what are you?
Oh wait, where's
I'm
that?
also a diplomat.
Yeah.
And what was diplomat again?
So-
oh, yeah.
Empathy, cooperation, shining in diplomacy, counseling, imaginative, warm, empathic, influential people, often playing the role of harmonizer.
Okay, so your strategy, Cam, you go.
Confident individualism.
And what's that?
Confident individualists prefer doing things alone, choosing to rely on their own skills and instincts instead of seeking contact with other people. They know what they are good at.
Chris?
Gotcha.
Mine is constant improvement. Constant improvers are quiet, individualistic, perfectionistic, and success-driven people, often spending a lot of time and effort ensuring the result of their work is the best it can be.
That makes a lot of sense, bud.
I'm that too.
Are you?
A constant improvement.
I am a people mastery. That's my strategy. People masters seek social contact and have very good communication skills, feeling at ease in social events or directing others. They're confident and readily express their opinion. Yeah, you guys are a bag of dicks. I'm kidding.
We just let you
Zach?
run everything
So-
because it's come so easy.
Yeah,
to
right?
I'm a constant improvement too, but mine actually says it's different worded. I'm actually under a sensitive soul.
Oh.
And it says constant improvers tend to be sensitive and introspective. They are often deep individuals who enjoy having their own space and freedom. In general, their personality types feel more comfortable on their own than mixed up in the judgment of the real world.
See, I got that. If I hit like the view more or whatever, or learn
Oh,
more,
okay.
then it goes into that.
Interesting. Wow. I'm learning so much about you guys.
Right? We can link up on this website and share our personality
Dude,
tests with each
please
other.
do. I want to, I'm going to
That's
do a
freaking
deep
cool.
dive.
So I wanted to share this, the strength and weaknesses of the defender strengths.
Okay.
Where do
Of
you
the
see
defender?
where do you see that?
So you got to go. Oh, where is it?
You
This
got to
is
back into like your introduction.
This is like the full thing now. Overview, I think,
Go to learn more right there,
and then
and then up here, strength.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
Thanks, man.
defender strengths is I'm supportive.
No shit.
Supportive, okay?
Reliable, which basically means I'm willing to instead of having really sporadic and excited bursts of like working, I actually take the time and do things carefully and go over everything and then go above and beyond. Observant, Enthusiastic. I'm hardworking, and I have good practical skills. My weaknesses is I'm overly humble, which means I'm more concerned with other people's This is where I was getting that from. More concerned with other people's feelings that they may refuse to make their own thoughts known or to take any duly earned credit for their contributions. Often downplay their efforts entirely when they think that they could have done some minor aspect of a task better. I take things personally. That is very.
Are these strengths?
These are weaknesses now.
Oh,
Yeah, these are. That's a strength. I take things personally. It's a strength.
We're gonna teach you how to not take things
I
personally.
see that.
Yeah.
Over the years of this podcast, you're gonna grow a little calloused.
Says right here, although they might try to hide it, people with this personality type are deeply sensitive to others' opinions, and they can be thrown off balance if someone doesn't appreciate, approve of, or agree with them. Repress their feelings. Private and reserves tend to initialize their feelings. Overcommitted, reluctant to change, and too altruistic.
What does that mean?
It says defenders' giving, generous nature can leave them vulnerable to be taken advantage of by others. It can be hard for people with this personality type to rock the boat and stand up to someone who isn't pulling their own weight.
Gotcha.
It is me down to a T. Holy crap.
That's crazy.
Those weaknesses are like,
man.
That's funny because, like, so reading that and hearing like the sensitive side of things, I remember back when I got hired on to work on base, and I was a civilian working in a very militarized work environment, and one of the people warning me as I was getting hired on, they're like, "I hope you're calloused, because they are gonna, like, military people do not take kindly to civilians, and
Yeah.
they will."
Because
Chew you up and down constantly.
they feel they're in the way.
Oh yeah, they'll constantly, call you names and do all this stuff. I remember I was like, I think I'll be all right. And there was one person I was hired with who could not handle it, and I was just like, what is the problem with you? Like, this is nothing.
Give it back.
And so, like, I just throw it back. Like, well, I'll
They
see.
can't do much to you.
I know. It's just like, oh, your
Court
words
martial.
aren't gonna hurt me. Come on, man. Is that the best you got? Like, come on. And so I just remember that very vividly, that the person I was hired with was just like downtrodden, like they were picked on all the time. And I was just like, I just throw it back at them. Just no big deal. Shut up. Come on. Let me do my thing, but that's crazy. So I can now, hearing that side of things, I can kind of relate it to other parts of my life. That's wild. Anyway, sorry. Random tangent there.
My strengths are creative, insightful, principled, which is have strong beliefs and values, particularly when it comes to matters of ethics. And then passionate. Oh, it keeps going. Passionate. I don't know. that word.
Altruistic.
Altruistic.
And ours are exactly the same. So we have the same. Our strength is what he just read as one of his weaknesses.
that's funny. Yeah, your strength is my weakness.
The altruistic.
Yeah.
And so personality type aren't happy to succeed at others' person's expense. Advocates want to use their strengths for the greater good, and they rarely lose sight of how their words and actions might affect others. In their heart,
That's funny because you guys are like,
in their heart
Good
of hearts, they want to make the world a better place. So I don't get how that was a weakness for you.
So basically, it's a weakness for me because I'm too generous, and it leaves me vulnerable.
And we're assholes.
Yes.
No. So altruistic is saying that we don't want to succeed at other people's expenses. Like we can't throw someone under the bus for us to get ahead.
You want it on your own merit. You want to do it
Exactly.
On your
We
own
want to do it on our own merit, but we want to help them also do better.
merit. Right.
Gotcha.
So like we want to reach out and help people get better, and we're very aware of how our words and actions affect those other people.
My weaknesses are
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
But if I'm the exact opposite of that, I don't want to get ahead by
Read yours
throwing people
again.
under the bus.
Read yours again.
You're making me sound like a dick.
I think you're taking it how it's saying it's a weakness right now. Read the freaking thing again.
See? It's
I'm offended.
generous nature can leave them vulnerable to be taken advantage of by others. It can be hard for people with this personality type to rock the boat and stand up to someone who isn't pulling their own weight.
So it's not
So
that it's a weakness.
Yeah. So you won't stand up to somebody who's like taking advantage of you. You'll just keep doing your thing and not tell them that they're taking advantage of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not that you're thinking of an opposite.
Yeah,
an
that's what I was
altruist.
thinking.
Yeah,
Like when you were
it's-
saying that, I
no,
was like,
it's-
I'm not the opposite.
You're
of
not
that.
an opposite of us. So in our instances, we're not going to take advantage of you.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That's one of our strengths is we won't be that person that you would have to that you wouldn't be able to stand up to.
Okay. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
So in another way, you guys complement each other very nicely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's like he can see how not only his words and actions affect you, but how other people also do it. And he's even stood up for you in multiple occasions.
That's
where
true.
you wouldn't do it yourself. He's done it for
That's
you.
very true.
That is very true.
And see, and in my
Tony has done that many a
and this
times.
is something I'm learning about myself is I know I'm joking.
Right.
I know he's joking.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, at some point, it'll just click that we're joking. And so I don't, it's not that,
Which is so funny. You know how many texts I have gotten from this guy the day after going, dude, I am so sorry. I hope you didn't take offense to anything that I've said. And I'm like, part of me is like, dude, I've forgotten about it. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like,
We'd
it's all
rehash
good.
it.
yeah. So it's just like, I want to make sure, because I'm like, at some point, I want to know that everyone to know that we're joking. This is a safe space.
See, and I've
for
done
everyone.
that too, where like I've made a joke and I'm
Conform.
like, maybe that was too much, and I'll text. I'm like, hey, like, I'm sorry if that was too far, or like, was that wrong? You know, bad. And a lot of times people come back and they're like, oh, I didn't think anything of it, and you're like, oh, okay. Just want
I
to make
just
sure.
need to get that off my conscience.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So my weaknesses, I'll try and go through these fast.
Our weaknesses.
Are we going to be the same in this
Oh
too?
yeah,
most likely?
we're exactly the same on this.
So sensitive to criticism, reluctant to open up, which that one,
A little bit.
that one I don't. I feel like I'm an open book. You just have to ask me. I don't know. So
Well, it
that
does.
How
it
big
does
is
say-
your ego?
one, not very big. So
That's a
on that one, it says advocates value honesty and authenticity, but they're also private. They may find it difficult to open up and be vulnerable about their struggles, not wanting to burden someone else's with their issues.
Oh, see, I don't feel like that's you.
I guess that part,
No,
because
see,
it's
I-
like,
yeah, I feel like that is like we
Not
are
that you're
because
burdening
we
me.
don't want to open up and like if someone's like, hey, how you doing? You want to be like, oh yeah, you know the kids are loud. My in-laws
Yeah.
suck right now.
God.
Like
You
we're
know how
not gonna
long
do
it is
that.
since I've been into my own house? Like, oh, I can't find a house for 2
Yeah.
years. It's gonna be another 3 years before I get one.
So
Okay. Like
we're open up. We're open about who we are, but we don't want to burden people with our problems.
okay, that makes more sense.
Got you.
Perfectionistic. It says this type is all but defined by idealism. While this is a wonderful quality in many ways, it doesn't always leave room for the messiness of real life. 100%.
Yeah, you are to that to the T.
And then avoiding the ordinary. And then prone to burnout.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it says advocates perfectionism and reserve leave them with few options for letting off steam. People with this personality type can exhaust themselves if they don't balance their drive to help others with necessary self-care and rest.
So it's almost like that. We're like that precursor to where yours is you do that too much people pleasing. So we're like right at the edge of that. Because like where you will do too much people pleasing and it'll burn you out, we're right on that edge where we could fall into that and then be burnt out if we don't like kind of cut it off and be like, okay, hold on, I gotta step back.
Yeah.
I gotta be, you know what, we're eating Taco Bell. Let's go. Like we gotta, and I get that 100%, especially like I always find in my own life, like I think it said it somewhere else. It was something about, what was it? It's like you hate the mundane. Well, there was something here that was talking about how I don't like when things are too like normal.
That sounds
Like
That was-
you look for the extravagant or what
that
was
was
it?
in the weakness. It says avoiding the ordinary.
Yeah.
It says advocates yearn to do extraordinary things with their
That's what it
lives, but it's hard to achieve anything extraordinary without breaking it down into small, manageable steps. Unless they translate their dreams into everyday routines and to-do lists, advocates may struggle to turn their grand visions into reality.
Yeah. So like doing the same mundane things over and over, like I feel I get burnt out real fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, I'm already good at this. I already know how to do this. Give me like even any kind of challenge. I'm like, just something be different.
You guys want to do yours?
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm trying to soak this all in, just trying to
No.
figure out who
Soak
my
it
friends
up.
are.
I feel like
We're still us.
it's so funny how, like, as we read this, it's like we're all saying, "Oh yeah, that's you to a T," but like hearing it, it's like, okay, like now this is brought to my attention.
It
Yeah.
solidifies it a little
Yeah.
bit.
It definitely, and that's why I want you guys to link it all up so I can stew it over in the shower because that's my thinking pot.
You want pictures of us too?
Yeah, yeah, yes, please. Okay, so my console, I think that's how you say that. Console, strengths, strong practical skills.
Console, maybe,
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Console,
think it's console.
because if you console somebody, like,
yeah, probably.
console, kind of like consulate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh, that too.
Consuls are excellent managers of day-to-day tasks and routine maintenance, enjoying making sure that those who are close to them are well cared for. Makes
True.
sense. Strong sense of duty. People with the consul personality type have a strong sense of responsibility and strive to meet their obligations. Through this, they may sometimes be more from a sense of social expectations than an intrinsic drive. Let me read that again. The heck? Though this may sometimes be more from a sense of social expectations than intrinsic drive. How's that a... Oh, okay, that makes sense. Very loyal, valuing stability and security very highly. Consuls are eager to preserve the status quo, which makes them extremely loyal and trustworthy to partners and employees. Consuls are true pillars of any groups they belong to, whether it is their family or a community club. People with this personality type can always be relied upon. You need me on there, bud.
Yeah, buddy.
What?
Reading into my soul. Sorry, I was just pointing out something in there.
That's fine. You don't need to hear what I'm like.
I'm listening. I'm listening. Damn.
There's that sensitivity.
Now we're gonna be like, I got him.
There's the assertiveness and the sensitivity.
I mean, you know what? Suck it. All right. I don't care what you think.
Guys,
at
let's
that
all get
gosh.
along, okay?
Yeah, look. Very.
Why are you guys
Fine.
thinking
My
this?
phone's
Chris is-
down.
and Chris
My
is
phone's
just
away.
gathering
You got my
information.
undivided attention.
Thanks, bud. That's great.
Oh,
I feel
this
like
is
this is gonna turn into an episode of Inside
so
Out where we're
great.
all like a personality type.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, gosh.
Sensitive and warm. Helping to ensure that stability, consul personalities seek harmony and care deeply about other people's feelings. Being careful not to offend or hurt anybody. Consuls are strong team players and win-win situations are the stuff smiles are made of. Holy crappy-oly. Good at connecting with others. These qualities come together to make consuls social, comfortable, well-liked. Consul personalities have a strong need to belong and have no problem with small talk or following social cues in order to help them take an active role in their community. I like you guys. I don't care for the water talk, but if I have to, I will.
I would say though, you definitely interact with your community more than the rest of us.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know my neighbor's name.
I was gonna say you moved in 2 months ago, 3 months
It
ago.
depends on how
however
close
long?
you are with people too, because
Yeah.
you're good at the water talk with people you don't really know.
Yeah,
like
that's
just getting
true.
to know them, and then once you get to know them, then it turns into you like the deeper conversations, seeing what makes people tick. Kinda.
Yeah, that's true.
You're already taking presents to your neighbors. You're talking to them. Hey, how are you? I got neighbors who live across the street from me. I don't even know who they are.
Well, your neighbors try and sue you.
That's true.
That's true.
Do you at least nod when you see each other?
Them?
Yeah.
Most neighbors, yeah. If I
Would you
ever
avert
see,
your eyes?
if I ever see her, she's getting the one finger salute.
No.
So this one's interesting because I feel like this is something I've grown callous to. So part of my weaknesses is worried about their social status. The strengths are related to a chief weakness, consoles' preoccupation with social status and influence, which affects many decisions they make, potentially limiting their creativity and open-mindedness.
Yep.
So I feel like I was kind of that way for a long while, but then once like we've been doing YouTube for so long, I don't feel like I cared that much anymore. But
Now
what do you see? I'm curious.
I feel like in a way it's now your profession.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the thing is with these tests is they're very generalized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And so they can't fully take into account your personal
Life
like
experience.
journey and life
Yeah.
experience. So where you were sensitive to that and you did worry about that, because you're in it so much, you get to a point where you're comfortable with it and then you surpass it and you just don't care.
Yeah. Interesting.
Read that last part again.
Either that or maybe subconsciously
Yeah, maybe.
a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, but it's
I could
again,
see
it's
it,
like
maybe. Yeah, what?
Read that last part
I was
again.
just gonna say it's like anything you practice, you just
Right.
eventually get better
You
at
can
it.
get
Not-
over it, but I mean, there's still maybe that subconsciously a little bit there.
Yeah. So the it says weakness, consoles' preoccupation with social status and influence, which affects many decisions they make, potentially limiting their creativity and open-mindedness. So I can kind of see it in a way too, because I do. I'll have to think
See,
on that one.
I was just gonna throw out the fact, like with the podcast here, there's sometimes where we've had like multiple discussions about how, let's do this or this, and all of a sudden you come back and you're like, well, I don't think that's gonna work. Let's not do that and let's go here. And so,
But it has
I see what you're
changed.
saying.
it has changed.
yeah,
Yes, it has changed. But I have noticed there's a few
Right.
times, and you still do it occasionally. It's not as
Right.
much as it used to be, but you do kind of it's that closed mentality of,
Yeah, I could see that. Definitely.
I just don't think this is going to work, or it's not going to get us the right amount of views, or something like that. Let's
Yeah.
not do it. And we're
trying
like,
to turn it into a business.
yeah,
Yeah, I can see that.
that's more what I was leaning when I was like, I could see it.
Yeah. This one is the net con instantly kind of grips me. It says inflexible. Consoles place a lot of importance on what is socially acceptable and can be very cautious, even critical of anything unconventional or outside the mainstream. People with this personality type may also sometimes push their own beliefs too hard in an effort to establish them as mainstream. Interesting.
I don't know if it's more mainstream for you, but you do have a certain idea, and you don't like to sway from the idea that you had sometimes,
Well,
or your vision of something. You want it to go, and so you'll start doing all these other things to make sure that it happens the way you think it should happen.
I could see that.
I feel like it goes back to what you were saying about jokes. Like how you were saying you tell a joke thinking it's not offensive and therefore nobody else should think it's offensive.
Yeah.
And so I don't
Not that it's offensive, but he doesn't mean it offensively. It's more
Yeah.
of what it is. It's not that he's like, you shouldn't be offended. It's like, I'm not meaning
He
this
doesn't
offensive.
intend to
That's-
offend.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do they call that? When somebody's scared of something or somebody has a problem with something, you slowly introduce them to it. What is that called? Shoot, there's
Like
a word for it.
phobia or something.
Like they do it with phobias, but it's contact. It's like a contact therapy or something. Like it's where it's
It's like the boiled frog effect.
Yeah.
no,
That's what came to my head.
no, it's not that. It's like exposure therapy is what they call it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like there's malintent behind it. It's just like exposure therapy. Okay, let's get over this because I think it'd be fun if we
So
all could
let's
just give each other a hard time and
Keep
just have fun
offending
with it.
Zach
Yeah.
until he gets
Right.
over it.
Well, I think there's something to that though. I think like
But there's
I've
no
That ain't
malintent
gonna
behind
work.
it.
yeah, I've always thought that's the biggest issue with people getting offended so much nowadays is that they're not actually taking into account or they're assigning intent to the person that says it.
Right.
Like I don't know for sure what the person's intent is, so
Right.
why should I be offended? You
That's
know?
Yeah.
the way I feel. Oh, like just picture it as like going to a comedy show or
Club.
something, or
Oh,
and they're
those are the
saying all
best.
this outrageous stuff to you, and you're just laughing about it. That's kind of your take with daily life with it.
Yeah.
too.
Cold comedy.
It's not to be a dick. It's just for the moment of the funny. It's just funny, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a good time. That feeling you get when you're just laughing all the time and just having fun. It's just so that's how I see it. I know you're not like trying to pick. It's just like I said. I think it's like an exposure therapy. Like that's
Interesting. Okay.
My thoughts.
Next one. Man, I got a lot of cons. Look at this.
I know, we know you.
You're our douche.
Reluctant to innovate or improvise, just as they can be critical of others' unusual behavior, consuls may also be unwilling to step out of their own comfort zones, usually for fear of being or just appearing different. That I get. I don't like to be the highlight marker out and about. Like if you wanted me to dress all wild, I don't think I'd be comfortable in it. I kind of like to blend into my surroundings.
Well, you like to.
I don't like to bring attention to myself.
Well, yeah, but you like to stand, not like to stand out, but you do stand out because of your natural
Yeah.
characteristics. Not
But
because
I'm not
you're
trying to
showboating.
I'm not trying to be in the spotlight.
Be a beautiful peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I get
Yeah,
it.
it's almost like your extrovertedness and then that trait like almost fight against each other.
Yeah. I can see that.
Oh,
That totally explains why I was so beyond nervous. And that's like one of the only times I've ever been that nervous was
When we were
did the
magicians? I was thinking that.
Bro,
Same.
that was so
Same.
out of my comfort zone.
Oh yeah, dude.
We were both nervous
Well,
wrecks.
it's because we're the same in that aspect where it's almost like, yeah, we can be introverted and talk to people, but we also felt like we were bothering people.
Yes.
And that's what we don't like. We don't like to bother people with stuff.
And be in the spot. At least me, I don't like
Yeah.
being in the
Oh,
spotlight. So it's
Right.
just like,
That video was hard to film.
yeah,
that was rough.
rough.
that's something I struggle
It was
with.
funny at the end, but it was hard.
That's something I struggle with here when I'm the one like I get fumbled over my words and everything because I feel like all of a sudden the attention's on me and it
That is true.
does
could see
bother
that.
me.
Like as soon as we all focus on you is when you kind of start to
I fall apart.
But like if I look at you and they're kind of talking and you say something, it's just clear and like spot on. It's quick and witty.
Right.
Yeah.
As soon as we're like, what was that? You're like,
As soon as I
oh,
realize that all the attention's on me, I'm like, oh shit.
I was gonna say I love to make a joke that gets an entire room to laugh, but I gotta be standing in the back of the room.
Get in and out.
Yeah, make the joke, get the laughs, and then it's like, yeah, exactly.
That was his moment to
That was
shine.
bro.
I
I'll remember that forever.
I peaked in life at that moment. Like that was.
Oh man.
Oh, man. Let's see here. This one says vulnerable to criticism. It can be especially challenging to change these tendencies because consuls are so conflict averse. Consul personalities can become very defensive and hurt if someone, especially a person close to them, criticizes their habits, beliefs, or traditions.
What do you see that?
I can see that. Like there are some times that Jess will be critical of something that I've done, and I'm like, "What? Why?" Like, and I get
I've
very
seen that.
offended. Yeah, I'm like, "Whoa, what?" Anyway, often too needy. Man, I am just a bag of tricks.
You don't need to go into that one. We get.
Man,
Guys, I don't want your attention, but I need your attention. But I don't want it. I don't want to be spotlight, but please look at me.
I just want to hang out. That's all I want. I just want to hang out.
Man, that's brain soup.
Consuls need to hear a great deal of appreciation. If their efforts go unnoticed, people with the consul personality type may start fishing for compliments in an attempt to get reassurance of how much they are valued. Do I do that?
I don't see
You're
that.
doing it right now. You're like, do I do that? You just
but I'm
fished.
not-
You
No,
just
that's
fished.
a
I'm
genuine
just kidding.
question.
I'm just
I don't
kidding.
see that.
No.
I don't feel like I fish for compliments.
Well, no.
But I mean, it is when you're at a point. See, I think the difference is that we all do a really good job of recognizing each other quite often. So I don't think you've ever been put in a situation with us where you've had to fish for compliments.
Gotcha.
Let's do an experiment.
Interesting.
This is called a healthy relationships.
Yeah, guys. Okay, one more.
I'm freaking fascinated.
I got so many cons here.
This is fascinating to me.
It's so dope.
And this one says, I'm too selfless. The other side of this is that consoles sometimes try to establish the value without, or sorry, gosh. The other side of this is that consoles sometimes try to establish their value with doting attention, sometimes, or something that can quickly overwhelm those who don't need it, making it ultimately unwelcome. Furthermore, consoles often neglect their own needs in the process. Interesting. We could also get into romantic relationships. That's the next.
I was gonna say it gets deep.
It gets deep.
It gets way deep.
4.5 inches.
Placid.
All right.
Whoa.
Hey, it doesn't take much
Go
to
for
be
it, Chris.
considered
Okay.
hung like a horse.
Yeah.
Logician strengths. Analytical. Logicians analyze everything that they come across, from research data to behavior of people around them. This gives them a knack for spotting unexpected patterns and connections that other personality types might overlook.
Interesting.
Original.
I need you looking through our analytics.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll try it out. Try it out. Original. Thanks to their unrelenting imagination, logicians can come up with creative, counterintuitive ideas that wouldn't occur to most people. Not all of these ideas are feasible, of course, but logicians' willingness to think outside the box can produce remarkable innovations. I think I can see that as in, like, I'll come up with these ideas and everybody's like, what the hell are you talking about? Or like,
Oh, yeah.
like, eh. But in my head,
Make it work.
how I see it versus how I see it going versus how I can perceive it to you guys is different. Does
See,
that
and
make sense?
I wonder if there's going to be something in there, because you definitely do come up with things, but then you realize that it's different than like what everyone else would think,
And you back
and
off.
it's almost like you try to backtrack it.
I do that.
Yeah. So I wonder if it'll say something about that.
Open-minded. Logicians are driven by curiosity and an intense desire to learn everything that they can. People with this personality type tend to be receptive to new ideas and ways of doing things, as long as those ideas are supported by sound reasoning.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Nope.
How so?
What's your reasoning?
Yeah. What's the reason? Yeah, how so?
Right?
Curious. These personalities are always casting about for new pursuits, hobbies, and areas of research.
Yep.
One week they might be obsessed with
With Jesus?
geophysics,
Oh.
and the next they might lose themselves in videos about guitar building.
Holy hell.
Oh, 100%.
When inspiration strikes, logicians go all in on their newfound interest, learning everything they can.
Interesting.
Yep.
Objective. Logicians care about the
Why are you
truth.
looking at me for that?
Because I was just looking to see your reaction. Because you're mostly like, Objective. Logicians care about the truth rather than taking comfort in ideology or received ideas. They want to understand what's really going on beneath the surface of things.
Holy hell.
As a result, they can be relied upon to combat bias and misinformation, even when it isn't easy to do so. They expect other people to be honest with them in return.
Yep.
Yeah. That's wild.
Dude, this is spot on so far. Like 100%.
Logician weaknesses. Disconnected. Logicians can get lost in their own train of thought, even when they're with other people. When these personalities finally resurface with something to say, they may find that the conversation has moved on without them. So much.
Every podcast ever.
Dude, this can cause them to feel disconnected from other people, especially in large social gatherings. I do, because you guys will be moved on, and I'm still thinking about the last thing we talked about, and I'm like, hey. Insensitive. People with this personality type see rationality as the key to a better, happier world. At times, they may underestimate the importance of such irrational values as emotion, compassion, etiquette, and tradition. As a result, they may inadvertently come across as insensitive or unkind, even though their intentions are genuinely good.
That's interesting because I see a lot of Elon Musk in that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
I
Elon
definitely
Musk.
I see you do this, but you're self-aware of it.
Yes.
Because you'll say something and you'll be like, was that rude?
Yeah.
Like, was that
Yeah.
mean? Like, should I not have said that? Like,
Then that's when I get in my own head.
uh-huh.
Right.
But
Or you'll-
it's because you're thinking more of the logical, analytical part that you forget for a second the emotion and you just say what's on your mind.
Well, that's awesome.
And you're like, wait a second, was that mean?
Right.
Or you'll say stuff in our group chat or send something, and next thing you know, it says unsent.
You're like,
And we're
I'm
like,
sorry,
yeah,
that
you're
was
like, "Ah,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
that was
nope,
rude.
that
I was
might have
like,
been
"No,
too
you're
much.
good."
Well, I do think about that because I've noticed that like you get offended, and I don't want to offend you, but at the same time, sometimes I risk it for the biscuit, and then I unsend it, or I'll resend it again. Sometimes I unsend it and then send it again.
Oh, so it's all because of me that you do that?
You-
Okay.
well,
Don't get so
It's
sensitive.
like unsend and then the resend.
well, honestly, Cam, you too. Like sometimes I'll say something and you're like, I do not like, and then you'll try to argue
That's
out of it
my
because
what's the thing we have?
because it does offend you, and you're trying to convince me why I should.
That's the sensitive,
Worry about why that
sensitive to
offended.
criticism.
Right. Yeah. So I can see that too. And I can
We're
be,
gonna need these up just while we're podcasting.
Exactly. That's me.
but I
me
can.
coming through.
I mean, I do feel like sometimes I come across as insensitive, and I've been told that by people. They're like, you're just cold. I'm like, I'm cold? And that like hurts
see,
me.
you're
I'm
also
like,
not. That's
I
what's-
don't want to be cold.
The wild thing I'm seeing as we go through all of this is like,
Like things
It's
I've
like-
noticed
it's
in
like,
myself
yes.
that I'm trying to change.
well, that's the thing is we're so self-analytical too.
Right.
So I look at this and it's like I do know that I'm sensitive to criticism, but I can also get over it.
You do.
So
yeah.
like it's my knee-jerk reaction
Right.
is like to be almost defensive of it.
Right.
But the second I can think about it and process it, I can be like, you know what, you're right.
You rewire it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've noticed you do that in your head because you'll get like that passionate look in your face, and then all
Oh
of a
yeah,
sudden
it's just
you calm yourself down.
you're right.
Yeah.
See, for me, the sensitive to criticism, it's like, for me, it's like, I can fix that. Like, I immediately, my brain's like, really? Okay, I'm going to fix that. And I don't know. I take it as like a self-improvement. Like, I
You
need
kind
to
of
hear it.
recluse a
Yeah.
little bit if you get
Because it's
offended by something until it gets to
It's
a
because
point.
my brain's processing,
right.
like, how do
exactly.
I fix this?
Like yeah.
Yeah.
so it's like because it says we're not averse to feedback, so we do appreciate and take feedback, unless we feel that someone is challenging our most cherished principles or values. Yeah. So when it comes to an issue that's near and dear to your heart, so like let's say you're sensitive about something about yourself currently, and it's something you're working on. If someone points it out, do you become defensive?
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like you know. Because I do the same thing. You become defensive and dismissive because you're like this is something I'm working on, and so you calling it out just bothers me. It doesn't help me.
But you handle it right there. Sometimes you'll like stop and then like we'll talk weeks later and you're like, hey, remember when this happened? You guys said this. I was just wondering why you thought this or something. You'll come
true.
back
I've
to
noticed
it
that.
weeks later.
I stew on it forever.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. So it's that same thing.
And this is what I was pointing out to Tony earlier. On mine, it says, when they encounter criticism or disagreement, even if it's well intentioned, which you typically are well intentioned, it says defenders may feel as if they're experiencing a personal attack.
Right.
yeah,
You just stabbed him in the heart.
I've seen that.
I'm sorry.
I feel like we've all hit that button before.
How many times? I think we do it intentionally.
I think you do it intentionally.
See, and that's where it's like, yeah, I'm just saying it because it's not like I'm sorry.
I have to say to kind of
This is awesome. This is quite possibly one of the coolest things I've
So
ever
many
done.
answers.
Now
I
we
just
can
say
see it playing live.
to kind of add to like that back on our strengths and on the insightfulness, reading the actual like definition of it on a strength, it says these personalities know all too well that appearances can be misleading. Advocates strive to move beyond
Superficiality.
thank you, and seek out the deeper truths in life. This can give them an almost uncanny ability to understand people's true motivations, feelings, and needs. And so just kind of on the criticism thing, I feel like that's true because it's like when I have to kind of pride myself on I feel like I can get a vibe of people's feelings
Right.
more than the average person.
Yeah, same. It's like because that's where we don't get offended by things because we understand their motive, but we can be defensive because we're just sensitive about something they brought up in ourselves.
With you, I think it more like it hurts you to a degree. Like it's more of a hurt. Like you're just like, self-ponder about it.
It's because of the
say-
self-consciousness.
Say that again,
Right.
Cam. Sorry.
So I was saying, like, with what he just read, we don't really get offended by stuff because we can understand people's true motivations, feelings, and needs. Like, what you intend by what you say isn't meant to hurt us. You know what I mean? Like, we can understand that. The time we get defensive or dismissive is when we're given that criticism about something that we're currently sensitive about or think like sometimes I'm trying to think. Like, I remember I had one friend one time that would like shush me, and she kept telling me to be quiet because I was talking loud. And it's like, I'm aware of that. I know I talk loud, and I don't like. So sometimes I try to like tone it down, and if I'm in the mode of trying to do better, and someone's like, "Gosh, you're being loud," I get like bugged because I'm like, "No, I'm fixing it." Like, you know
Notice
what I
my
mean?
efforts.
Exactly. No, exactly. So that's where I get dismissive and like defensive because I'm like, I'm doing it.
Okay, I get that a lot because Jess does the same thing to me. Like, I'll be trying to do something as a parent, and then she'll point it out. And I'm like, yes, I'm trying to do that.
Doing
that right now.
Anyways, as we always do, continue on.
Yeah.
You're fine. I love this. Dissatisfied.
Bro, it's so wild being able to see it real time.
Dissatisfied. So logicians can't help but imagine how things could be better than they already are.
Oh my gosh.
These
like fixing the table.
Every day, this is a wrong brown.
These personality.
You want me to restain this?
Right.
Am I making a new table?
I need to
Sorry,
add more
go.
gloss to it. Yeah.
This is too. You want me to put a
These
hole in there for
person-
the cables?
So true, though. What? Not everybody's like that?
Just you, man.
Just you. These personalities are constantly on the lookout for problems to solve, topics to learn, and new ways to approach things. Taken too far, this mindset can become overwhelming, with logicians constantly trying to reinvent the wheel rather than reliably addressing their needs and responsibilities.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
you. That's you, man.
Just throw out the table, make a new one.
Or sell your home and buy another one.
There was a lot of thought behind that.
We know.
What else?
Impatient, logicians take pride in their knowledge and in sharing their ideas. When it comes to explaining their rationale, however, they aren't always patient. If their conversation partner doesn't follow along or seem sufficiently interested, logicians may give up with a dismissive never mind.
Oh my gosh.
So spot on. I feel like that particular one doesn't fall with friends, but with you and Lisa, 100%.
Dude, the podcast.
I was gonna say, you know how many times we've heard that in the podcast?
Oh, that
I
is
remember how many
true.
times I've
Don't-
accidentally like delivered the punchline and he like gets mad that he didn't deliver it.
Well, I worked at all the work.
Or coming up with the hashtag at the
Or
end.
sometimes if you do it better, I will high five you on it. But if I
True.
think it could have been better, yeah, I do. I'm like, gosh,
like-
dang it. Yeah, I do.
When he tries to put the thought in and we go too long, we're like, go ahead. And he's like, no, it's done.
It's over. That moment passed. That
The
moment
moment
passed.
has passed.
Right.
What was it, a few weeks ago? You came up with the hashtag, and all of a sudden we were like, "Oh, we could do this one." You're like, "All right, fine. Mine doesn't matter." And I'm like, "Oh, now I feel bad. Let's do your hashtag." Nope, never mind. It's past that point.
People pleaser.
Past it. People pleasing, and I don't want to be pleased. Yep. I want it to actually be good and not be like a
Infinite
courtesy.
round.
That's for sure. Like, I don't want it to be a courtesy bullshit thing. I want it to be
That's funny.
perfectionistic. Logicians want to get things done, but their quest for perfection can get in the way. At times, their personalities may get so lost in analyzing lost in analyzing various options that they never reach a decision. They may also give up on projects that don't match the ideal vision in their mind.
Yeah, man, that is you.
Spot on.
Wow.
Is that it?
Oh,
Cam,
I love
did you
it.
have any others other than
Man, I feel like I had so many cons
No.
compared to everyone else.
I had all the exact same.
Mine
as
are
you.
like.
So-
the thing is yours aren't like as drastic. I don't think as far as like insensitive. I mean, that's pretty harsh, you know. Insensitive, but I mean, it really isn't like I'm trying
Yeah.
to offend. It's just this is the blah blah blah. This is it.
Well, see, I honestly, I appreciate that about you.
Sometimes I hold
I
back.
like
though.
I like that you shoot from the hip, man.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Me too.
I like the no bullshit.
I don't.
I'm sorry. But it's just who I am, man.
I honestly,
I love it.
I appreciate it because it gives me something to stew about. Like, oh,
I feel
how
like
could
I used
how
to
could
be-
I improve in that, or how could I apply that to my life or my parenting skills, or how would that look in my family dynamic, or how would I approach that with my kids? Like, I really appreciate it.
So I
I
gotta.
appreciate all you guys too. I think I'm like the oddball out. Sorry. Like everybody else has a lot more stuff in common. Mine was like completely different from everybody.
It's true.
So sometimes I do feel like isolated a little bit. I think that might
See,
be it.
I
Not with us.
honestly,
You're never isolated with us.
I pictured you being the oddball out.
Yeah.
The way
don't know.
the way I
would-
pictured it, and I feel like it's kind of true in a way, is I pictured Cam and Austin to be very similar. I pictured me and Zach to be very similar, and then Chris to be the oddball out. And so,
But the thing
I'm
is-
actually shocked Cam
I
and I were
know.
as close as we are.
That's wild. And I think it's kind of cool to see too, like trying to read through this, is that honestly, I think that last letter is the difference. Because
Yeah.
you go through all of them, like in each area, and you assign my assertiveness to being introverted and to like each different one versus your turbulent. It's like we're the same, but also kind of different.
Yep. Because I feel like me and you, had we grown up together, I feel like we would have been best
Oh,
friends
yeah.
still. Because you come off, like, we've talked about our ex relationships and going through all that together, and how we're always the type that wear our heart on our sleeve. And we were very, very similar in so many aspects. So,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Agreed.
I wanted to hurry and read one more thing before we wrap it up. So as we saw, there's a whole bunch of different categories that breaks down these personality traits.
Right.
There's one called friendships.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so
real quick, could you go back over? I know Tony already did his, but for those listening, and for short-minded goldfish people like myself,
Oh, yeah.
it's always nice to reiterate
The
it again.
strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll like briefly hit them. So strengths: creative, insightful, principled. That's one that actually really sticks out to me. Like that have strong beliefs and values. Like
You have very strong beliefs and values.
like
Extreme. Like you're on the extremist of that portion.
well, because it's like
You're
obviously-
unwavering.
Yes,
That's a good way of putting it.
yes.
Yeah.
Because like when advocates, was it particularly when it comes to matters of ethics, because I'm very much like I crave justice. You know what I mean? Like justice, and that's where I think this this matters of ethics. Like I want things to be just for everyone.
That's socialism.
No, it's not.
I'm just kidding.
When advocates talk about topics close
Equal
to their
for
heart,
everyone is
their
that.
conviction and their heartfelt idealism can inspire and persuade even the sternest of skeptics.
I'm just kidding.
I've done this to people. I'm over the sensitivity, okay?
Well,
Chill.
the judgment thing is like you want everybody to get what they deserve for what they put into.
Yeah. Like
Not equal.
Like if two people were to commit the same crime, and I had a close relationship with one of them, I would still want them to both be equally like
judged.
punished.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
Like I'm like this is just how it is. Like if I do it, it's gonna happen to me.
law, asshole.
I'll come see you in prison, buddy, but you deserved it.
Hey, it happened. Passionate.
F around, find out, man.
Yep. The amount you F around is how much you're gonna find out. Passionate. So I crave a sense of purpose in life, rather than living on autopilot or sticking to the status quo. Altruistic. I love making people happy and seeing them succeed. And then weaknesses: sensitive to criticism, being averse to feedback, as we've talked about, reluctant to open up. Again, I think this is like, I'll share anything and everything, but you've even pointed this out to me many times when you've asked questions, and I'm like, it's just whatever. And you're like, you're holding that close to the chest, aren't you? I'm like, yeah. Like, there's just certain aspects of life or difficulty I might be dealing with that I don't want to burden on other people.
Right.
I don't want to have to put that on them.
Well, I'm always here, buddy.
I know.
Same with everybody else.
It's true. Perfectionistic, avoiding the ordinary, and prone to burnout.
And then is that including the cons?
Those were the cons.
Oh, those were the cons.
So sensitive to criticism and down was all cons.
Gotcha.
Weren't you perfectionistic too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
So on that friendship one, so just to read the first little bit of this, it says advocates rarely settle for shallow, superficial friends. When it comes to social fulfillment, they aren't satisfied by casual interactions with colleagues or classmates. Advocate personalities crave authentic, meaningful friendships. Friendships that allow them to share their dreams, bare their souls, and feel understood and accepted for who they are. And if that means having just one or two confidants rather than a wide circle of acquaintances, so be it.
Love it.
It goes into a lot
Here's your
more, but
circle of confidants, man.
right?
You got it.
So mine says defenders tend to be private and a bit protective of themselves. It can take them a while to feel comfortable enough to open up to someone new. This explains why most of defenders' friendships don't start as random encounters on a wild night out, but rather through comfortable and consistent contact. For example, at school or work, defenders appreciate the opportunity to deepen their connection with another person over time.
So come over, man.
I do.
Stay off
Occasionally.
the phone.
Don't bring that up.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Bro.
What?
We'll go over it in a second. I got really excited.
Okay.
About who you're.
Yeah.
We got to hurry, though.
All right.
Yes,
Console personality.
I'm tired.
Let's see here. Friendships. Consoles are very social personality type, seeking large circles of friends and proving themselves more than willing to spend the time and energy necessary to maintain those relationships. Loyal and warm, consoles are known for standing by their friends no matter what and providing a constant source of emotional support and encouragement.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Yeah.
You can do it, man. I believe in you.
I gotta read mine too.
Sometimes your confidence is
I
a
got
little
it.
overwhelming.
I have to.
You have to.
Try a little harder.
What was that? Someone pointed out the other day on my cancer update one that they were like, I love how Austin like jumped out of his seat and got so excited.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah, man.
extrovert.
Yep.
I am pumped, man.
So
Chris?
I
Okay.
want to see you succeed, okay?
you do. It's true.
So, perhaps because they don't mind company of their own thoughts, logicians don't surround themselves with people just for the sake of it. As a result, it's not always easy to become close friends with these personalities. But when logicians do open up, they can be lively, imaginative friends who always have something interesting or unexpected to say. Logicians' best friends tend to share their passions for new ideas, riddles, and solutions. But that doesn't mean that people with this personality type only seek out friends who agree with them. Logicians don't mind having their ideas challenged. In fact, they have a great deal of respect for people who make them rethink their assumptions and keep them on their toes.
Dang.
Interesting.
Yep.
Bro, I feel like after hearing your personality type, you would absolutely love to do LARPing. 1,000%.
Bro, I'm all about it. I'll do
I
it.
want to LARP.
Yeah,
so
do you, right?
bad.
He
Right?
lit up. He lit up,
I would
bro.
try it out.
Heck
He's
yeah, dude.
glowing.
I would try it out.
He would
Yeah.
do it 100%.
I would try it out.
I would do it. I would get wrecked, but I would do it.
See, Austin would go. We would all go to the park together. Austin would go talk to them, and then call us over and be like, "Guys, they said we can LARP with them," and then we'd all go over there real quick. You'd be a little hesitant, even though like you really want to do it, but you'd almost like play it cool. And then me and Tony would just be like stabbing each other, like, "Let's go!" And then Zach would join in, and someone would hit him, and then you'd get mad at him. You did that on purpose.
Bunch of dicks.
Bunch of dicks.
You didn't stab me. That didn't get me. I'm still
Put
in.
a force field.
That didn't hit a spot to where I couldn't function.
Nope, I'm not
could
dead.
still
I can
function.
still hit you.
You get killed by the same person more than once. Go after someone else.
Leave me alone, you dick. I'm done with you.
Oh my. That's
I think just real quick, the last
Chris
thing.
would be the one that he would be over there like, I don't know. And all of a sudden he would be like, full on like,
He's like doing some moves.
for
and stuff.
king and country.
He's like, just so happens I studied up.
Let this be the day we draw swords together.
So this might make you jealous.
no.
It might. Are you ready? So you have at the very bottom of your thing the advocates you may know. So it shows a list of
Oh yeah, I
real
saw
living
that.
people who are the same personality type, but also fictional characters who are based on the same personality type.
Wait,
So-
at the bottom of what?
It should just be on like any of the probably the introduction page that talks about just like what you are and stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
here we go.
defenders you may
Consoles
know.
you may know.
Uh-huh. So for me and Tony, the other advocates, we got Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, Marie Kondo, Lady Gaga.
Condo? That's funny.
Yeah, dude. And then here's where it's going to start getting cool. So Nicole Kidman, Morgan Freeman, Goethe. I don't know who that is. Philosopher or something like that. Jon Snow,
Oh, I love Jon Snow.
James Wilson from House, Aragorn,
Oh, you did.
Galadriel,
That's cool.
Tom Kirkman. Oh, Designated Survivor.
I'm Gandalf.
Rose Bukater from Titanic.
Rose.
Rose, freaking, she's just showing her boobies and stuff. Desmond Hume and Aramis of the Three Musketeers.
Aramesh.
Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird. Wasn't he the dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't he
The
kind of a
lawyer?
douche?
No,
Oh, okay, good.
He was
No.
the one that actually
he was the one that
believed in-
stood up for him and everything.
And freaking Daredevil.
Dude,
Yes.
I hate mine.
Who are yours?
I
So I
hate.
got Beyonce,
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth,
Yas Queen.
Aretha Franklin, Vin Diesel, Halle Berry, Kate Middleton,
Oh.
Anne Hathaway,
Shoot.
Lance Reddick. I don't know who that is. Ooh, your ex-girlfriend, Selena Gomez.
Oh, my girl.
Oh, she's sensitive.
Bro, she said that's why we broke up.
Caitlin Stark.
Nice.
Catelyn Stark.
Ah, Samwise Gamgee.
Ah, Sam.
Dr. Watson.
Mr. Frodo.
I'm going on my own. I know you are, and I'm coming with you.
Dr. Watson. Captain America.
Oh.
Triss Marigold from The
Tris
Witcher.
Marigold. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's one of she's the other girlfriend.
Oh, Will Turner.
Oh, nice.
She's a ginger too.
And Pam Beasley from The Office.
Aw.
Vito Corleone from The Godfather. The Godfather himself.
Corleone?
Corleone, there we go. Thank you. Brie Vandekamp from Desperate Housewives.
You're such a brie.
Did you have the
I
same
am
ones?
a
I had the
Desperate
same
Housewife.
Yeah.
What are yours?
You go first.
You want me to go? Okay. I got T Swizzle. So T Swift.
Oh, dang.
Jennifer Garner. Bill Clinton. Steve Harvey. Danny Glover.
Okay.
Jennifer Lopez. Sally Field. I don't know who that is.
She's the mom in Mrs. Outfire.
Yeah.
Or she's Aunt May in the Spider-Man
Yep.
with Andrew Garfield.
Yep.
Oh,
She's
dope.
also in Forrest Gump, the mom.
Yeah.
She's cool.
Got it the first time.
All right.
No, she-
Want to
Throwing it out there.
keep
God,
going.
why do you have to call me out? You don't. Gosh.
I know. Tyra Banks, Sansa Stark,
Oh.
Dean Winchester,
Nice.
Supernatural,
Yeah.
Jack Shepard from Lost,
Hey,
He's the main-
Jack.
Oh, wait.
Jack.
No.
He's the main character.
Is he the main guy?
Yeah.
yeah, Cersei Lannister,
Cersei. Gross,
Yeah,
dude.
right,
You freak.
right, freaking watch
you're gonna,
out,
You're
bro.
gonna be walking
Bro.
through the
I'm gonna
village
throw poop
naked.
at you. Yeah.
Yeah,
His poops on you.
Carmela Soprano from The Sopranos,
I don't know.
Monica from Friends. I love Monica.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Miss Hudson from Sherlock Holmes, and Larry Bloom from Orange Is the New Black. I don't know much of those characters.
All right, Chris. Let's wrap it up.
Bring it home.
Bring it home.
I'm gonna take my time with this.
You got some good ones.
Just kidding. Bill Gates. Kristen Stewart. Albert Einstein.
Good one.
Avicii. Who's Avicii?
Avicii.
Avicii. Dude, he was super dope DJ until he died.
Stanley Crouch. Isaac Newton. Rene Descartes. Elliot Page.
Who's Elliot Page?
Ellen Page.
Who's that?
It was Ellen Page. Now is Elliot Page.
Still don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know. who that is.
Friggin' seriously?
Nope.
Inception. The girl.
Oh yes.
Oh, Juno.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blaise Pascal. Lord Varys. Oh,
Lord Varys.
Bro, you ain't got no wiener.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Neo.
Lord Varys.
Neo.
Yeah.
He ain't got no ween.
Marshall Flinkman.
Just a
Bruce Banner.
Nice.
Aemon Targaryen.
Eamon's cool.
Which one's Amy?
He's the old guy that's at like the Black Castle or the Black Keep or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Aemon. That's right.
You don't find out till like near the end that he's a Targaryen.
Yeah.
Leslie Winkle. Big Bang Theory. Chloe O'Brien. 24. Alexander Mahone. Prison Break. Abed Nadir. Community.
Abed.
Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan series.
Oh.
Dude, Jack
I'm
Ryan's
watching that now.
Dude, Jack Ryan's dope.
Yes.
Wait,
Sweet.
you're Jack Ryan, who's played by John Krasinski, who was in love with Pam.
Aw. You're in love with me.
Look at that. Tangled web we weave.
I love
Goodness.
you. I do love you.
Oh, okay. All
But
right.
I'm not
love
in love with you.
Oh, that was
Oh,
awesome.
beautiful.
That I would love to
We
be
need
able
to
to keep
revisit
going.
this.
I was gonna say, hang on to this. I say
think-
we come back.
Yeah,
Make sure you make your little profile and we can share them with each other.
I think we definitely, because there's so much more we could do. There's parenthood, career paths, workplace habits.
I was gonna say I want to read a handful of them because
Yeah,
I'm
we
curious
should-
with like the workplace and different things.
How about we do this? How about we do a part 2 next time we get together?
Okay.
Okay.
Do it.
Because this was
We
fun.
could make this a part 2. We could split this sucker
Yeah,
in
this
half.
thing's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh, bro, new record, guys.
New record. If you made it all the way here, what's our hashtag, Chris?
Chris, you come up with this one.
This one's on you.
It's yours. Nobody
Don't
look at him
stutter.
now. Nobody look
Oh.
at him.
Hashtag sympathy vote.
Or we could go with
Because that one's hashtag sympathy.
hashtag sympathy.
Boom. Let us
There
know if
you
you're one
go.
of the few that made it this far.
Man, what a great podcast,
That was
though,
cool.
right? This was fun.
That was cool.
I really enjoyed it.
I
Great
wanna
idea,
know-
Zach.
I want to know if you guys don't know
It's
us
your
on
idea.
No, it was yours. I'll give you credit.
You guys don't know us on like a deep personal level, but
offended by a compliment.
Such a Zach thing to do.
shut up. We're trying to wrap this up.
You were trying to wrap this up. Keep on partying.
Wrap this up.
Zach
Come on.
needs to go to bed.
I do.
All right. We love you all. We're going to go to bed. Have a good night. See you next week. Thanks for being part of this crowd, everybody.
Ciao.
Auf Wiedersehen.